Hi, it's Mary. Welcome to the Paper Turtle, or welcome back to the Paper Turtle. Today I have a flip through video. This is my little golden book, Alice in Wonderland Journal. If you have been watching my videos for a while now, you'll know that at some point, oh gosh, it's been probably about a year now, maybe, no, more than a year. It's been almost 2 years ago. I made a little golden book Peter Rabbit journal, and it was for a friend of mine who was having a little boy baby, and I thought I would make a journal and just kind of kept my fingers crossed and hoped that they liked it, and they did. And now she's having a little girl. Actually, she had the little girl a couple weeks ago. The baby has been born, and she asked me to make her another journal for the baby. So I asked her if there was a particular story or theme or colors or anything like that that she would like. And she said she loved Alice in Wonderland. Well, that was a challenge for me, because while I'm very familiar with Alice in Wonderland, I had never actually read Alice in Wonderland. It really made me start to wonder how many people who make Alice in Wonderland journals have actually read the story of Alice in Wonderland. And I wasn't sure if I had a little golden book, because Alice in Wonderland was not my thing. So I went on my shelf and I looked in my little golden books, and lo and behold, I had it. I was like, okay, I can do this. The colors are bright. It's very fun. I could take this and run with it. But I wanted to know more about Alice in Wonderland before I started in, because you want to do it justice. You want it to be true to the story if you're going to use a story. So I read this book. And I was like, oh, okay. I think it leaves some things out, though. It leaves a lot of things out. But the basic concept of Alice in Wonderland is there. Again, the colors are bright, cheerful. I liked it. So I had do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. What did I do with it? I don't know. I started looking around for other Alice in Wonderland things that I had. And I had one. It was actually a Disney stories, but it was written in German. The pictures in it were dark. I didn't care for the pictures. There's a couple in here that I'll show you. Didn't really care for them a whole lot because it was dark. Then I had another one, a storybook that had other stories in it. And Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is a book comprised of different adventures that Alice has in Wonderland. Each book that you find, or if you find stories in different books, are going to have different segments of those Adventures in Wonderland in them. The entire book is a regular full-sized reading book that I have not read. But I did find in my stash also, I had a book, and boy, I wish I had thought to bring it in here, about the Alice that the stories were written about, and about the author, C.S. Lewis. And that was very interesting, because it told how Alice's Adventures in Wonderland came to be. And I'm convinced that it was all a big mushroom trip on the author's part. I may be wrong, but it just seems to me that that's what it was all about. And so I had a hard time with that concept in a baby book. And I had to clear my head of that and tell myself, Mary, just do it based on this book with these colors and the fun stuff that's in this book. Just concentrate on that. Forget the dark trip and the drinking the potion and the eating the cake and the mushrooms and forget it. Let's not put that into a baby book. So the result is this book of Alice in Wonderland, and I absolutely love the fabric that I found to go with it. I love the buttons that I had that I was able to put on here. I think they go very well with the cover. So let's get into it, shall we? If you haven't already turned me off from my long diatribe about Alice in Wonderland. So here we are. And this book was a pretty clean book. It was pretty full. I have little hairs in there. These are not kitty hairs. They're hairs from the from this little tag that's in this front pocket. And I just have a little pre-made journaling card that I put in here. Now, the recipient of this already has one of my journals, and she uses it. So she knows what it's about. She knows there's pockets. She knows there's places and things to do in the book. So I didn't feel as though I had to do an explaining or giving examples or anything like that in this case, because she already knows, and she knows my style, and she knows it. So she's going to take this and run with it, I hope. So here's just a little tuck spot. This came from the German book. And you can see the backgrounds are very dark. And that's all the pictures in that book were very dark. And I didn't like that. But I took what I could because I had very limited Alice in Wonderland resources. This is from another storybook that was also Disney illustrations in it. So that it worked. So this is an envelope, and I left it blank. I did not feel the need to fill everything in this journal because, like I said, she knows what to do with it. So she'll put her own things in there. And the story, of course, is intact and in order. When you take apart these little golden books, there's generally two signatures in them. And if you take them apart, you can just insert your paper in between the pages and keep your two signatures with the story intact. And so that's what I did with this. And then I created a third signature, not using the book pages. And this is just a little flip up. And I took a few quotes from the other book that I had and added them to the story. The baby's name is Summer, so I added a couple of summer references in here. This says Summertime Style, and just a little pre-made tag. This is a frame that has an opening in the top where they can put their pictures in, or they can just glue it in the middle there. Either way. And I did some stenciling because it was a white page. Here's just a little side pocket tuck with another pre-made tag in here. I like to have little things poking out the top of the book. This is the center of the first signature. I just made double pockets, put some trim on the bottom. This was from one of the other books, and I made it into just a tiny little tuck spot to put this tiny little tag in. It says, be smart, be charming, be kind, be silly, be you. And then these are, again, pre-made journaling cards. I have a ton of them, so I figured I'm going to just use these things up whenever I can. This is another quote from the other book that I had, and I took the center strings, the ends of the strings, and I put paper flowers on them with little jewels on there. That one looks like it got squished. Side pocket with some rickrack, Key is a good theme item for an Alice journal. And another quote. And just again, some more pre-made things in the pockets. This was the back of a scrapbook paper, so it's white. So I just added a little flower on there, and I put a paper clip with some fabric on the end of it. And this is just I had a cutout sheet, a scrapbook paper that had cutout pieces in it. This is just one of the cutout pieces. It says Memories of Summer. The Cheshire Cat. That came from the German book. This was a paper from a children's like workbook type of thing that I have. And a lot of times I'll take pages from that to add into my journals. And this one wasn't written on, so I just left it. If she wants to play with it and do it, she can. Just added some trim on some of the pages. The other half of the envelope, it was kind of getting a little squished there, so I added some washi tape just to reinforce it. That seems to be working. It's a pretty dyed paper. All my dyed paper people have sent me because I don't dye paper. I have tried, and it just doesn't come out, and I don't have the patience or the time to do it. So in Facebook groups and stuff, when we have swaps and things, I always request dyed paper, and I've gotten some absolutely gorgeous dyed paper from people. It's wonderful. Let's see, this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, and here I did a belly band. I also had a gigantic, like, I mean huge Alice in Wonderland book that I had picked up. I've got Alice in Wonderland and a couple others. I don't remember what they are now. But the pages, I mean, we're talking like humongous, giant book. The pages are too big to use. So I took what I could from it and used pieces of the pages. And you'll see them throughout the book too. And this is one of the pieces from one of the pages. And see how big the font is? That came from that big book. So I did cut out some of the wording from that book too. And then this one is from the German book. No, this isn't from the German book. This is an image I got online. Excuse me. And I copied, and I looked online, and I didn't find images I liked on there. I don't know. Maybe I didn't look hard enough, but I didn't find them. So this is another envelope that I've just made into a pocket. This is another piece of the children's activity book page, and I have over here that path leads to the Mad Hatter, the other way leads to the March Hare. I just thought this would be a good place to put them. Another pre-made journaling card, and this little piece here is from the giant book. And this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. And inside, I made it a pocket, and then inside. Now this one is from the giant book. This was the whole tea party scene on this page. This is how big the book was. And I took what I could from it and just made this big journaling card. And this is a belly band, just with a little card. It says the best memories on it. Again, pre-made stuff that I've had. I just added this little leaf sticker because I had it sitting here on my desk. Actually, I think the ladybug was on the same sheet of stickers. Isn't this paper gorgeous? Oh my goodness. This is pokeberry dyed. Just so pretty. And then we get to the tea party, and I have this little piece from a journal that has tea on it. And I made this little paper clip dangle thing. This was an earring from a bag of jewelry. And then I added these charms, these beads to it. This is the center of the second signature. This one, I took both the ends of the string and put them together and put teacups on either side of it. Some pre-made cards again. This was from the Giant book. I need to trim this. I usually do like a couple of my own flip throughs to make sure that I have everything the way I want it, that, you know, things like this are trimmed and things like that. And here, I wanted to include this flamingo, but it blended in too much with this paper. And I wanted to keep the paper as it was too. So I just added a little flap on here with a little pocket and put the flamingo here. This page was a blank white page, so I stenciled the roses on it, added this mulberry paper for journaling space, and just added this little butterfly applique up there and some trim on the edge. And this was cut from the German book. I just fussy cut it out and put it on here. This was packaging. I added this cardstock onto the packaging and figured the packaging was good for journaling on. It's cut from one of the books. I don't remember which one. It must have been the storybook. This was from the Giant book. I probably should put something in here. I'll have to think of something to put in there, I guess. And that's the end of the little golden book. And then the third signature is just papers and decoration that I put in here. And this was from the Giant book. And the back of it, you can't tell, but this page was when Alice was real big, and in this version, she's coming out of all the windows and doors and everything, and this is like the bottom of her skirt, and this is like one of the doors or windows of the house. Every version is a little bit different, and it's just weird. I think it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I played up on the flowers and the bugs and the garden part of it, and you know, I took Alice and I threw some Alice and threw some flowers and made it kind of my own version of Alice in Wonderland. A little pocket here with this cute little tag. Some scrapbook paper. I had some pink playing cards, so I figured I'd just pull out the Queen of Hearts and stick it in there just for fun. A little ticket. Little tuck spot. This came from a sheet of scrapbook paper that had a whole bunch of these little images on it. There were a couple more in here. This one I cut from that also. They're really cute. So I used a few of them throughout. And this is just a little journaling card stuck there. Here I have, this was a chipboard. It came from a sheet of chipboard tags and things from, I think it's Graphic 45. So I just added it here because it said Tea Party on it, and added this other little dangly thing that I made recently. I've been making things like this from my broken jewelry and my beads. It's so much fun. And I had to take a break from it to do this journal, so I'm going to go back into it and make some more. But that's been a fun little side thing that I've been doing. Not side thing, but just a thing. Another picture frame for them to add a picture. Dream big and laugh hard. They could put pictures here, journaling, whatever. This was from the German book. You can see the color waves are a little different than this book here. And just a journaling card. This I also took from the book, but it was like I said, everything was very dark. I think she was up against this black tree. I was like, I don't want to put that in here. This needs to stay bright and pretty. So I salvaged what I could and put that in there. Just a couple of little things. And I put this in here because I'm a girl, I'm strong, and I'm smart, and I can do anything. The baby's mother does CrossFit, and she has done, I believe, like weightlifting competitions and stuff. And so I know that this is her thought process. This is her frame of mind, that she is strong and she can do anything. So I saw that and I just immediately thought of her, had to put it in there. And this is just the flap of the envelope that I put in this section, and I just made it into a little pocket and put a few things in here that she can use somewhere in the journal if she wants to. And a few more little things that I tucked in here. These all came from that scrapbook sheet. And I love this. She takes a lot of pictures of her kids, which I absolutely love. And I hope she's printing some out. Kayla, if you're watching, print some of those pictures out and put them in your journals, I hope. Because the internet's going to implode one day. It's not going to implode. It's not going to go away, but your pictures might. Mama's going to snap. Now she's got two little ones, and that can be taken two ways. I thought it was cute. And this page, this is scrapbook paper, and it says summer on it. And I just put hearts on that one. I found this in my stash. I thought the colors went with the book, and I thought it was cute. So that's just a journaling card, and lots of bright color flowers and buttons. Here's another flip. This was an image I got online. Again, I couldn't find very many that I liked that had the right colors or anything, so pre-made journaling card. And this is one that I made from the German book. See how dark it is? But it was really all I had to work with. This is from the children's workbook. And again, a few little things for her to use to stick in here. I'm going to cut this one. Oh, I need to fix this. Let me fix this while I'm thinking of it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and punch that hole, which I'll have to do afterwards, because the stuff I want to put in there I don't have right with me. So that's why I go through these things. I do more flip throughs to make sure I have everything just the way I want it. And then this is another journaling card in here from the German book. Not my favorite, but just a paper clip. Some blank pages. This is from the Giant book. And just a little journaling card. Plenty of place for journaling or pictures or whatever. This is from the Giant book. As you can see, so here's Alice's foot in her hand, and this is the house. This didn't happen in this little golden book version. So, I don't know. Hopefully she knows. She said Alice in Wonderland was her favorite, so she must know the story enough to know, like, to look at that and know what that is. I don't know. I liked this part of the page, though. So, there's my flip through of my Alice in Wonderland little golden book journal. And I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it, and I hope the recipient enjoys playing in it. And thank you for watching, and we will see you another time. Bye-bye.